So the penultimate training camp's just finished. How do you think it went?
Went quite well. Some good positives come out. Some nice set plays worked through. A couple of minor issues we're still working on, but every camp tells a different story. So, yeah, quite happy with it today.
How big is it to have sort of regular camps like you've had this year?
Oh, it's a must now, especially with World Cup and everything coming up and the internationals. Without them, the players aren't. Yeah, okay, they're playing for the club at regular, but they're not getting together like they need to and learn each other's foibles. So we do need these regular camps. And this year we've been so lucky because we've been able to have literally one a month plus, thanks to the WRL giving us a good bit of funding for them. We've been able to have 5 hours in length, which it sounds a lot, but by the time you've gone through set plays, warm-up drills, different things, 5 hours soon goes.
You just mentioned the World Cup there. What are your expectations going into them?
Well, it's stupid to say I don't want to win it, but yeah, of course we all want to win it, but as long as we do the best we can, whether we come first, second or third, I'm happy. But yeah, it's definitely we want the win. But at the end of the day, we're up against some great teams. You've got France, England, Scotland, Ireland, Spain, the new team, USA, nobody knows what they're capable of. So we can't write anyone off. It's a World Cup. Strange things happen at World Cup for some reason. Teams suddenly come from nowhere and have such great form one day, and then you'll also see great teams have an off day and don't make it as far as they want. So we would love to win it, and that's what we're aiming for, because you don't go into a competition like that to come second. You go into it to win, and that's what we're hoping to do. But as I said, as long as everyone takes part, they have good game time, and they thoroughly enjoy the experience, what more can we ask for?
Talking of the World Cup, how big is it to have the wheelchair sort of tournament run alongside the running game?
Oh, it's absolutely massive for our sports. 2013, 2017, Festival of World Cups. Yes, they were good festivals, but there was no publicity around us, so we were still fighting to get our name and our brand out there. By having it being part of the main tournament now, along with the men and the women, it means we've got interest by broadcasters, which means it's going to get the sport out there. And fingers crossed, it'll be a huge springboard now for the sport, not just in Wales, but across the world. We've already seen now that France 2025, there's nearly 20 odd teams have put an expression of interest in. This year we've got 8 teams playing. So it just shows what just pre-World Cup being part of the festival is doing for us. So by the time it's been played, broadcast and everything else, and all the sponsors on board, it's only going to do the sport the world of good.
Just before the World Cup, you've got a warm-up fixture against Ireland. How big is that fixture going to be?
Oh, that's going to be a huge thing for us, because as I've said to somebody the other day when I was talking about it, it's the final chance of these players not to put the hand up now to say, yes, I'm going to be part of the World Cup squad, but it's a chance to say, look at me, this is what I can do, I want to be in that starting 5. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's great for a player to be there, but they want to be a starting 5, one of the main players. And the Ireland game's going to give them that opportunity. And yes, camps are great, but we're playing against each other, so we know the moves ahead of time. So when we go into the final game, people know what's coming. So to play Ireland, yeah, Ireland have reinvented themselves almost this last 2 years. So it's going to be a great game to have, and I think it's going to be important for both countries as well.
After the World Cup next year, there's a trip to Brazil. How big is that to sort of grow the game once again?
Well, only nations ever tour in Brazil for wheelchair. Come on, if that's not big for the game. And it all come about thanks to one of the Crusaders players, heard Brazil were looking for kits, spoke to me, we sorted them out kit, next thing you know, we're helping them with referees, we're giving them advice, and then they invite us out there to do some joint sessions and to play some full internationals against Brazil. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic experience, but not only is it going to be great for the Welsh lads and girls that go over, but it's going to help us to develop the sport in another country. And that seems to be the buzz about it all, the fact that we're going ahead and we're helping another nation to get into a World Cup in 25 potentially. So it's going to be fantastic for everyone involved. We can but hope. This is the idea of it. It's showing that we're willing to put the mileage in to help develop other countries. And it's not just Brazil, there's other countries out there that are developing their own teams. You've got New Zealand, well, Australia's the perfect one to go there to help develop them. We've got other European countries who are looking to develop. So, fingers crossed, this could be the start of something big. We're not just Wales, but all the other top tier nations in the sport to help develop it, and let's get it global, and let's get it huge. And that's what the idea behind Brazil is.